Hey, hi everyone. Let me unmute all of you. As I'm unmuting, I'm going to unmute all of you so you guys can speak, okay? Session, for some reason, I'm not able to unmute. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, guys, I've unmuted all of you. Just check once if anyone is. Kapil. You're unmuted, right, Kapil? Hi, everyone. We'll start. Give me some time. I want other participants to also join in, and then we'll start. By show of hand, can you all tell me how many of you are attending this seminar for the first time? Okay, others have already attended this seminar earlier. Okay, guys, you guys can lower your hands. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, guys, let's start. Hi, my name is Kanishk. I have, I'm a CPA and a CFA and a CA by profession. I have been tutoring for the past around 5 years now, a little more than 5 years. And yeah, it's been great. I have been involved with EduPristine for, again, the same period of time. I started, teaching thing, a stint with EduPristine. It has been going great. Yeah, I'd like to know about you. I'm first of all, I'm really hoping everyone is doing really good. It's crazy times right now, right? And I'm hoping all your family members also are safe and sound. I would like to know a bit about you, and then we will start with the seminar. It's important to know what is your expectation and everything. So I can set the context, right? So I have a few questions that if you could answer. One is, how many of your students, like when I say students, as in you're studying right till now, and how many you, or rather, if you can by raise of hands, tell me how many of you are working professionals? Okay. I have only 6 members who are, only 6 of you are, okay, working, others are student, I believe. Okay. Okay, guys, you guys can lower your hand. Actually, this is new. I mean, usually I have a bunch of, the class, usually it's more of students who are also working. But it's absolutely fine. Okay. Also, guys, I also want to know how many of you are chartered accountants or are pursuing chartered accountancy? Okay, nice. Okay. Great, yeah. One thing is, guys, because especially for people who have already done chartered accountancy, this course becomes really simple. It's actually, I can put it this way. It's like, clubbing of all the 8 subjects of CA into 4. That's how it is. Many times you'll start feeling that almost the syllabus is almost like 80-90% same. There's hardly any difference for some of the chapters, wherein some of the chapters which are very, very specific to US or US accountancy or US regulation, that is a little different. Otherwise, be it taxation, be it law, be it accountancy, that doesn't really change. It's only it's only different between the various frameworks, and not very nowadays also the frameworks are not very, very, very different. There are slight differences, but not very different, not vastly different. Okay, great. And also one more thing, guys, how many of you have already, is this the first, how many of you have decided rather to go with Becker? Pooja, you can lower your hand and then we can start. But how many of you have decided that you want to go with Becker as a reference material, as a study material? So it's only one. Okay. Okay, cool. I have some more students. Let me unmute them. Okay. Guys, I've unmuted you. You guys, if you want to answer, ask any question, you can unmute yourself and do it. I'm allowing you to talk. That's not a problem. Also, if you have any query, you can raise a query, by unmuting yourself and speaking. Put it, guys. Only one request: don't put anything on the Q&A box. I rather, like people interacting rather than, answering to some notes put on the chat box. Everyone.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So let's start. So as you are aware, right, this is the CPA seminar. Very, very interesting. So first is a little bit of our introduction about what CPA is like. As you are aware, it's CPA is nothing but a US equivalent of CA, or rather I can say CA equivalent of in US, right? It's widely acceptable, especially in the European, Middle Eastern countries. It's very, very acceptable. One advantage that CPA has over CA is that it's a rather shorter course, and you don't really need to do any internship as such, right? So on an average, if you spend a decent amount of time on a daily basis to study, a person can clear CPA within a year's time. That, in fact, many of our students, they do it in a year's time. Also, it is, I'm pretty sure by now you are aware that it is not essay based question. CPA is conducted on an MCQ based question. It's only in Beck that one of the subjects that we have a little bit about, wherein you have to type and these are all online exams, right? So you have to type an essay. Apart from that, everything is MCQ based, so that increases the probability of students clearing. And one very, very interesting fact, guys, people from India, right, Indian students, the pass percentage in the past few years have been drastically higher than students from any other country around the world, specifically in India, from India, right? 2-3 reasons. One is obviously people, they get to know about CPA after they've done CA. So one is that obviously for them it's a cakewalk. For people who have not done CA, we have enough things, as part of our BCom and graduation, and things covered that it helps us in, or rather it becomes like a revision sort of a thing when you're doing CPA. Everyone, if you look at if I have to put a percentage number today, almost I can say 55 to 65% of the students who write exams from India, they are clearing, they are becoming CPAs. So a great time for you to invest that time in CPA and invest your time in this and complete your CPA, get that degree.
Not audible.
Hello. Ramani, you were saying something. Sorry, I could not hear you. Guys, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we are able to hear you. Please carry on.
Able to hear.
Okay, great. Okay, someone was saying something. Okay, so if you look at the supply demand today, as you all know, right? It's a global course. It's acceptable around the world. But one of the very, very interesting. Hello. Okay, there is some disturbance in the background. I don't know if some student is saying something. I'm not really sure. Okay.
No,
so guys,
audible, no problem.
Audible, right? Okay. So if you look at very interesting fact, guys, and this is probably the best, thing for you guys, people who are starting CPA right away. If you look at today, people who have done CPAs, right? Majority of them are based out of US. And look at this fact that came out from AICPA's website very, very recently, that 75% of the CPAs will retire in the next 15 years. Imagine the next 15 years, how much demand. And this is not exactly the 15th year, right? Over the period of 15 years. There's going to be a huge crunch of CPAs in US, huge crunch. And there comes with a problem comes an opportunity where, you guys can chip in and complete your CPA and, you guys can pitch in and complete CPA, and then you guys can, take advantage of this course. Everyone. Guys, honestly, in terms of earnings, I would request you to, none of the courses in the world can guarantee you any bracket of earning or any fixed earning, right? It's after you get the degree or after you're done with studies, right? You have to put in an effort to clear your interviews, to get first of all, use your network to schedule interviews and all of that. One thing good about EduPristine is that they will help you in setting up interviews. They'll keep updating you about the various opportunities that you can apply for. Yes, Sudarshan, you have any question? Okay. So guys, request is that don't really think about it as a money making machine. It's not that today you're done with CPA and tomorrow you should start expecting $1 million salary. That's not going to happen. Honestly, it doesn't happen for anyone in the world, right? And if you put in the right effort, definitely this will help you take places. Today there are so many companies in India, and specifically with so many larger companies, setting up MNC, their backend offices in India. The opportunity for people today to work on this global MNC is huge. And when you say that you, along with your friend, have gone for an interview and that you are a CPA and he is not, it definitely gives you a peer advantage, right? And that's what you should look at. And then after once you are in, then it's all about how much effort you can put in. But one thing is for sure, that CPA will help you stand out among the rest and get recognized. So it makes your life a bit easy. And if you put in the continuous effort and the required effort, you'll definitely be able to make it to the top of the companies and to the top of designations. And I'm pretty sure you guys would second me on that, that just because someone that does CA, it doesn't guarantee him any particular salary. Today, if I see, there's so many aspects that a CPA can work in, so many different fields from CA, right? Business and financial analysis, which is in other words, which is known as FP&A, risk and compliance, audit, financial management and control, treasury and taxes. There's so many, right? Within that, there are so many different designations that you can be an individual contributor, you can be a team leader, you can be a part of the team, and all of that. So there are various opportunities once you're done with CPA. And if you look at from point of view of the recent openings, that just wanted to make sure that you guys are aware how important CPA or how relevant CPA can be. Look at some of the recent, very recent job openings. Okay, so this was at Barclays, which talked about VP finance controller role, and they also said that a CPA is acceptable to this role, although the person may not be CA, but a CPA will be acceptable to this role. Similarly, McAfee, again, the role in accounting and finance required someone or rather a student who is a CPA or a CPA professional will be acceptable to this role. Again, some of the best companies in the world. Okay, Barclays, McAfee, KPMG, you're already aware. In fact, not just KPMG, all the big four, right? The big four offshore services, be it KPMG, KGS, PwC, SDC, EY, GDS, and all of that, right? There's a huge demand for CPAs here. Also, guys, if you are working in any particular big four, which is offshore, right? You must be aware that after a certain designation, it would be senior or senior associate, that it becomes really difficult to move up the ladder without having a degree. Everyone? I would like some interaction. Otherwise, this session will become really boring for all of you. I don't know how much you'll be able to take it out of this session, but let's try and make it a little more interactive. You ask questions, and because I'm pretty sure your agenda of attending the seminar is not just to listen to me. It's also asking questions.
We are attending.
I have a small question.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm an SCCA member, having experience of 3 years in Big Four company.
Oh, great.
So my question is that will there any added advantage if I take CPA at this point of time? Currently, I'm working.
So you're already a CPA,
yes.
ACCA qualified, right?
Yes.
Okay. And where are you working, if you don't mind?
I'm working in KPMG Bangalore.
Is it KGS?
Yes, KGS, correct.
Okay, great. So see, Mohammed, the point is, from the point of view of, do you have any added advantage? I would say no. Right away, no. But from a long-term perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you get a chance to go and work in US, if and when, I'm saying, obviously there is a condition around it, right? You being a CPA will help you make standard. I'll just quote an example. I cannot tell you the name. I can quote an example, and I cannot even tell the name of the firm. I knew this person from another big four, and he's another from the shared service only. The person had gone for a secondment, small secondment to US. He had gone to New York. Okay. So actually not one person, there were 4-5 people, a couple of them from Delhi and 2-3 people from Mumbai had gone for the secondment. They were there for 6 months.
Okay.
All the 6 people came back, right? And I think after a year or so, this particular person who had by the time done his CPA, he was already a CA. He had done his CPA. In the meanwhile, he put on his papers here and went and joined the firm there in US.
Okay.
And the whole reason was that he was a CPA and he could utilize that degree, right, to such a good extent that to showcase his skills, saying that I know of all the accounting aspects, all the auditing aspects, but how do I disclose it to someone? Right? The best way was to complete a CA and have that degree attached to your name.
Okay, perfect.
So ACCA, I would say, is acceptable in Europe. It's acceptable in Canada,
Middle East
but
also.
not necessarily in US. In fact, I don't think it is acceptable in US.
Mm-hmm.
For one to be able to, work on in the financial world in US, more likely than not that it is required that the person is a CPA.
Okay. Perfect. And what about the opportunities for CPA in Middle East?
Great opportunities. In fact, with ACCA, I will not lie to you. I will not even want to, tell you that it's not possible with ACCA. It's acceptable. But with CPA, what happens? It's like such a star degree, right? Such a great degree to have that you will definitely your CV will stand out basically. Now today, if you ask me, I've done CA, I've done CPA, I've done CFA. What is the advantage, right? Today, if I put that on my CV, that gets really noticed, right? If you look at a CV with a person who's done CA, CPA, ACCA, imagine, so you can very well know that this person knows about US GAAP, he knows about IFRS, he knows about laws and not laws and regulation, but auditing standards of US and around the world. So that advantage will definitely be there if you do this. So yeah.
Okay.
But the ACCA degree is also awesome. It's actually very well accepted in Middle East. But ACCA is the next step, right? You know both the standards. Now, also guys, what really happens is, and this question comes a lot, right? And this question used to come a lot earlier. That tell me, Ganesh, we are working in India. We'd be working even if we are working in India or Dubai, right? Why should it be relevant that we know US GAAP? Guys, the reason why it is relevant for one to know US GAAP is just because if you are working on a US entity which has a US parent entity, or it is owned by another entity in US, right? Having a CPA degree helps a lot because you can showcase even without working that you have the knowledge to manage those things. Everyone?
Yeah. Acha, online.
Yeah, sure. Sorry, yeah, Manoj.
Yeah, I am a chartered accountant. I have more than 15 years of work experience in industry.
Awesome. Okay.
So it's a service industry as well as manufacturing industries.
Okay.
So how the CPA will be helpful to me, mainly in my professional growth and career opportunities and international exposure, because as of now I do not have any international exposure, and from the beginning I am working for the Indian companies only. I am handling export as well, but not working for any MNC or any other.
I understood. So Manoj, if you don't mind, so you have not worked for any MNC, right, till now?
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Okay. And do you plan, or do you is one of your ambition is to work for one of the MNCs like say Amazon, Google? There's so many now in India, so many.
Yes. So means now I want to change something. Means it may be MNC, it may be Big Four, it may be offshore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Manoj, I'll tell you one thing. Okay. It has been 15 years since you completed your CA, right? And you've been working since then. And you've been working on the Indian side, right? Or not, you have had no international exposure, right?
Yes.
Now, if you tell me, if I come as a candidate and you are the interviewer, and if I tell you that, I'm a chartered accountant, that's awesome. But then I have had no experience in the past 15 years of working on an MNC or working on US GAAP or working on any of the international gaps. Don't you think you will have a biasness key, or maybe this person may not, although he may be very good, but maybe I want someone who is up to date with the recent changes and standards and all of that?
No, but all those requirements will be with some very specific type of organization, not every organization. Like the current organization where I am working, here I am happy with all other things.
Okay.
But just to do some value addition and go for some bigger professional growth, I am thinking for this.
Yeah. So see, Manoj, one is that today in India, there are so many MNCs. And in Bangalore, in Hyderabad, I don't know where are you based off. Are you based off by any chance in Bangalore?
No, location is not a bar for me. I am based
Okay.
at Bombay. I am based at
Oh, great.
Bombay. So
Yeah.
location is
So
not a problem for me. I can
move.
move anywhere.
Yeah. So today, if you look at Hyderabad, if you look at Bangalore, there are so many companies who have set up their back-end offices, finance offices in India. Let me just name few of them. And these are the world's biggest, some of the biggest. Google, Apple, Honeywell, Microsoft, SAP. Till very recently now, most likely maybe in few years, Tesla will come in. Pepsi, Coke. I've just named the ones which I'm right. Okay, one more, which is a private one. This is Cargill. So there are so many organizations. Salesforce. Today there are so many organizations who have based out, set up their finance centers in India, and imagine if you have to talk to those people from US, right? When you join these companies, invariably your stakeholders will be either from US or those Western countries, right?
Yeah.
Having an international degree, it commands so much confidence and respect for a person when you talk, right? Because then people start actually giving so much importance to one. Imagine a person who is knowledgeable enough to be a CA but is not a CA, and it's the same another person who is a CA, right? It's like that. The degree matters a lot at times. Maybe you are knowing all of that. Maybe you are knowing US GAAP. Maybe you know about US laws and all. But having a degree, it's like, the degree walks ahead of you. Before you reach a place, already the people there know that you know about US GAAP, you know about US regulation, you know about US taxation. So that way it helps a lot.
Okay.
A lot.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah,
Hello.
Rakesh. Yeah,
Good
Rakesh.
evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Sir, my question is especially what is the benefit of doing CPA for a CA who is in practice in India? Basically, if I talk about me, I am located in a small place in Himachal.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Rakesh.
This is the district Kangra.
Okay.
This is a small place. We have very limited
So if you say you are in practice, you would be mostly in India practice, right? You're not
Yes.
having any US.
No, only Indian practice. Bank audits, GST audits, income tax audit like this.
Okay. And do you aspire to have some international clients where you work with them?
Yes, that's the main point. That's I wanted some exposure. I wanted some work like that of international clients.
Okay. I'm going to be really honest with you, Rakesh. There are very few firms today in India who have been able to successfully do that. Very few firms. Okay. I don't want to give you false hope and ask you to do CPA and then tell nahi ho jayega. Honestly, I don't like. I'm not that person and I don't like to lie. So
right,
it is.
Right.
If I tell you that okay, it's going to add a lot of value, because if you write on your letterhead that CA CPA,
right,
and when you approach a client, maybe an individual, maybe a company who knows about CPA, you will have a lot of cadence, or you will have a lot of backing because of the degree. But having to you being able to get business will be pretty difficult, I would say. In India, there are very small number of, I would say, these companies, firms who've been able to cater to some US clients.
Okay, sir.
More than a degree at times here to get some clients or business.
Okay.
You need the network matters. You may have a degree, but do you know people in US who will be able to get you that business?
For that, I have not such links in US.
Yeah, so it will become really challenging. So,
sir, one more thing. Supposing just you are saying that will be add to my credentials, like on letterhead, it will be validation for me. Just to say someone that I am a CPA along with CA. Sir, my point is, for taking examination, would I have to go US or is this in India?
That is something that I will cover now. And guys, and this is something that, in fact, you know what, I was thinking earlier, I will go through the PPT. Honestly, I think I will go through few of the things, but I'll give you, okay, let me do one thing. Let me take you through the cons, what CA is, how the exams are scheduled, what are the examination we cover, and then we can talk about it. I mean, we can right now I know this session is scheduled for 1 hour, but I can extend it for 2 or 3 hours. Okay.
So one thing remaining in my mind is, supposing yes, it is going to add only to my degree. So now the question arises in mind that how can I do this, take the exams in India?
Okay, yeah, I'll cover all of that, Rakesh. I'll cover all of that.
Sir. Okay,
so I'll
thank
take
you,
all of your questions. Let me just cover slightly more, and then I'll take all of your questions. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that will be better if you will cover first all the things.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
it may possible some of the our
Questions is
queries
solved.
may automatically
Yeah.
resolved. Yeah.
Okay. So guys, if you look at today, there are so many companies. I'm just naming a few. Okay. Barclays, McAfee, and you can see all these are circled. Okay. I mean, all these are very, very recent. I would say openings in these companies, very, very recent, which also talks that even if you are CPA, not a CA or a ACCA, then also you get a job. You can apply for this role, right? Barclays, McAfee, KPMG. And when you say KPMG, guys, it's not just KPMG. Equivalent of KPMG is PwC, EY, Deloitte, all of that, right? Apply to that. There's a leading infrastructure company. The name is not. We cannot mention the name because it is a little independent. That's why. Amazon, a great company to work with, especially for people who are based out of Bangalore. This company is awesome. Like one of the best paying companies and one of the best work cultures. And even if you're not in a CPA, a CPA is as good as a CA for this organization. You can join this organization. People generally who join Amazon, they literally retire from this organization and they don't leave the organization. It's that great, right? You have Core Energy, where again you have a CPA opening for a CPA. Almarwa, this is in UAE, right? Where you have a opening for a CA and a CPA. NTS Group, and just like that. So there are so many other companies today. Cargill is there, Microsoft is there, Apple is there, Tesla is coming to India, just like I said, like Honeywell. So all of these, and guys, one more thing, as more and more more of these large companies are setting up back-end offices in India, more of the smaller companies are being, they are taking the step of moving into India, their back-end operations. So many companies from Europe, which are these pharma companies, they're beginning to set up their back-end offices in India, because obviously a couple of reasons. One is obviously they get cheap labor here compared to the workforce in the respective country. Also, it has been seen that people in India, they are much more diligent at job, honestly, because of there not being very, very stringent labor laws in India. That actually acts as an advantage for employees at time, because they prefer employees in India than outside. So yeah. And if you look at this is some of the degrees that were in demand from various hiring agencies. If you look at one of the first and the foremost degrees that were in demand, right? And these are from the employer's point of view, was CPA. So you can understand how in demand this CPA degree is at the moment. And specifically, as more and more we are, more and more global companies setting up their operations in India. So now let's come to the point of how do you become a CPA, right? So very, very simple, guys. First and the foremost thing is you need to get a registration done. I'll talk about the registration also, because that's a little complicated process, right? You to get your evaluation done. I'll talk about that. Once you're done with your registration, you can sit for exams, and then you have to get an experience certificate, which you can get from anyone who you are working under. You can get that experience certificate, and then if you want a license, you can apply for license, for which you have to pay some annual fee. If you don't really want a license, if you're not practicing, it would not make a sense for you to pay out a good amount of money just in as license fee every year. You may as well continue without getting a license, just like in India, right? So let's come to the point as to who can do CPA, right? This is very, very important, very, very important, because at times I've seen students who have just done BCom, they want to take up CPA and it becomes difficult for them, because guys, there's a requirement. So unlike in India or unlike any other country, a person has to be eligible to do CPA. Not every Tom, Dick and Harry can do CPA, right? It is important. And what is the requirement is, there is something known as the credit hours. Okay, guys, there's something known as credit hours. You have to have minimum of 150 credit hours to be able to register for examination or register for CPA. So someone who has just done BCom it will become very, very difficult for the person to do even apply for CPA. So in that case, guys, what we generally do is we advise you to take up 1 year of distance learning programs. There's so many nowadays which you can 1 or 2 years of distance learning program. Once you're done with that, you write your exam, you get the certificate, and you can then apply for registration. Okay, or if someone is doing BCom, we advise them to do 1 year of MCom. That one additional year of MCom will help you get that additional credit hours that is required for you to appear, not even appear, forget about appearing, to even apply for becoming a CPA. Okay, everyone. There are very, very few states who accept around 120 or less credit hours, but more and more states are moving towards 150 credit hours. So this is I would say the first blocking stone for people who are up or who aspire to become CPAs. First, get this credit score, and guys, how do you get this credit score, right? What you need to do is hello.
Sir, I just wanted to know that it is the degrees given by the states.
Yes. So Rakesh, I'll come to that. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me tell you about how do you get credit scores, guys. So what happens is you will have to get transcripts from your college, and people who have done further studies in MBA or CA, you need to get transcripts from your respective institutions. Okay, and then you are required to send all these transcripts to an organization known as NASBA. Everyone, an organization by the name NASBA, NASBA. Okay, what these guys do is they look at your scores, they look at the place from you have studied, where you have done your BCom, MBA, CA, and then they assign for every subject some credit scores. You have to aggregate a total of minimum 150 credit scores, everyone. So, and guys, I would advise you, if you really decide to go on and do CPA, please, the first thing that you should do is apply to get this credit scores, because at times, guys, this itself, getting a credit score takes like 3 to 4 months. You don't have to do anything. The letter will be sitting with the NASBA, and they take time. Okay, so my advice is, the moment you decide that you want to do CPA and you start applying, first apply for this evaluation. EduPristine has a separate team which will help you in this. You can reach out to them. You can reach out as to which address to send to, how to get transcripts and all of that, right? And yeah, this is the bare minimum. Everyone clear with the requirement?
Yes.
Okay. Now, second question is, okay, once you're done with, so here we have a little bit of different, states which ask for different kind of, credit scores, but that's okay. Now, guys, let me tell you a little bit about CPA as in an organization, right? CPA, which is, so guys, CPA is actually the degree. So there are two things, okay? One is, or rather, let's say there are three things. One is an organization by the name AICPA. How many of you have heard of it? AICPA? Okay. So guys, there is one organization by the name AICPA. Then there is another organization by the name NASBA. NASBA, NASBA. Okay. And then there is a third organization, which are the various state accountancy universities. Everyone. Okay. Now, very, very interestingly, the license there is issued by the respective state. Okay. So, for example, guys, when I register, or rather when you will register for CPA, what will happen is you will register with only one state. There in total, how many states? 55. Not states, 55 jurisdictions. Okay. So few of the states have multiple jurisdictions, but in total there are 55 jurisdictions. Everyone. Okay. Now what happens is you can apply to any of this jurisdiction and get your registration done. Get your registration done, write your exams. Now, interesting bit is, who conducts this exam? The exams, guys, are conducted by only one entity, which is AICPA. Everyone?
Okay.
So there are three organizations: NASBA, which does the evaluation and a little bit of they basically assist AICPA. AICPA is the entity which issues the license. Which conducts the exam, and the respective state accountancy boards are the ones who issue the license. So today I am not I cannot say that I am a CPA US. I have to say I am a CPA California, because I have a license from the state of California. Okay, but the question is, does it mean that if I have if I have a license from the state of California and I really want to go and work in the state of Washington, I cannot? Answer is no. It's very, very simple to move your registration and your license from one state to another. You just have to pay some fees and write one small exam. It's a very, very simple exam, everyone. So guys, my advice, go for, when you're registering and you're applying for the exam, go for the state which has the minimum requirement of credit hours, everyone. So in that case, what happens is you get your registration done very easily. You write your exams, you become a CPA, and then whichever city or state you want to move to, your registration, you want to move that registration to, do that. When I started, honestly, I had got my license from the state of Arizona, but then later on I moved it to Montana. I know so many people who would have earlier got it from the state of California, New York, Ohio, Florida, like that, and then they change it. You are required to change only if you are practicing in US. If you are not practicing in US, you are just working there in a company. It does not matter from which state you have taken your registration from. You may be working in Ohio, and you may have your registration from the state of New York. And similarly, you may be working in Florida, have a state from the state of Michigan, and like this. It doesn't really matter. Everyone, this is one question that I believe everyone has when you start applying for registration.
Yes, clear.
Okay,
clear.
Now, I've already told you about AICPA. I've already told you about NASBA. I've already told you about the respective state boards. And please, guys, I'm repeating it, I know, but very, very important. The moment you decide that you want to write your exams, you want not write your exam, rather you want to apply for CPA, take the course, parallelly start your registration process, because it is at times very lengthy. It happens in US right now. COVID is going on. You don't know when the parcel that you sent will get delivered. How maybe the team is working with only say 25-30% of the population. So there is so many things which is going on, and because of the students are getting problematic for them, because they are now ready to write exam, but they don't have registration. So it becomes very disappointing at that time. So better you start applying for registration immediately, and then registration is valid for really, really long. You can write your exam within that. Everyone? Okay. Now, guys, let me move to what are the various subjects in CPA, right? So, guys, there are in total 4 subjects in CPA. One is FAR, or wait, let me use a whiteboard. It becomes easy for you guys to understand. Just give me a moment, guys. Just a moment. Guys, let me know when you're able to see a white screen, okay? A whiteboard.
No.
अभी तो presentation आ रहा है.
Yeah. Now?
Now it's visible.
Now it's visible?
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, actually in total, just a second. Yeah. So in total, there are 4 subjects in CPA. Okay, 4 subjects in CPA. One is FAR. The other is regulation. The third is audit, and the fourth is BEC. Okay. What does FAR comprise of? FAR comprises of, guys, only accountancy. Everyone. Okay. It's only about accountancy. What does reg comprise of? Reg comprises of law and taxation. Everyone. Audit comprises of only audit. BEC comprises of little bit of economics, little bit of statistics, IT. Everyone. So these are the 4 subjects, guys, that you have to write. 4. Now, if people who are CAs, you'll be like, okay, how is it getting covered? So all the 8 subjects are getting covered here. Look at accounting is getting covered here, law, taxation, audit, economics, stats, IT, everything is getting covered. Only thing is clubbed in a different way. Everyone, I hope this was clear.
Yes, yes.
Let me come back to the presentation. Okay. So guys, that was about the, about the 4 examination. And now the question about what kind of questions come, right? What kind of questions come? I'd rather again go to the whiteboard. I think it will be easier for me to explain it to you guys. Okay. Now guys, what about the examination? It's very, very interesting again. Okay. Examination of the 4 is connected this way. Okay. Almost 80% of the questions that come in FAR are MCQ. Everyone know what is MCQ? Multiple choice question. So you have a question which is given and they will give you 4 options. You have to select the right option. There's no negative marking. There's no negative marking. Everyone.
Okay.
And there's something known as simulations. What is simulation? Simulation is like an essay which will be given to you, a big fact which will be given to you, and then there'll be multiple questions that they will ask. Okay. And these are all mostly they'll be like, small MCQs, I can say. Small MCQs.
It's like a case study.
Exactly like a case study. So 20% comes from simulation, 80% comes from straight away from MCQ. Everyone? Same thing goes for BEC regulation, where you have 80% MCQ and 20% simulation. Same thing goes for audit, where you have 70%, 80% MCQ, 20% simulation. For BEC, it's a little different. For BEC, you have MCQ, you have simulation, and you have one write-up, okay, which is like an essay, a small essay. Everyone, I hope this exam pattern is clear to you guys. If you have any question, let me know. I can discuss them. Okay.
Sir, can you repeat this criteria for the 4th subject?
So for the 4th subject, for the 4th subject, you have a little bit of MCQ. So let me put it this way: you have, say, 75% MCQ, you have 20% simulation, and 5% essay.
What essays can contain?
So what they will do is they'll give you a small scenario and they will ask you for your opinion there. So you have to type your answer.
Is it sort of case study?
It is not really a case study. They will give you some facts and they will ask you to write your opinion. What do you think you should do in that scenario? Something of that sort. So basically, see, for here and here, you don't have to type your answer. You don't have to type your answer, right? But for this one, you have to type your answer. Yeah, Chandan. I hope this was clear. Whosoever was asking this question.
Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, under the category of essays, for how many words we have to write about it?
It's a small year. I will tell you. I wrote in my exam. I had written one essay, which was literally like 4 or 5 lines.
Okay.
And anyways, it's only for 5%, right? 5% is covered. So yeah, it's not that you have to write essay like page after page. It's a very small, it's like maybe 1 or 2 para. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Clear.
1 or 2 para.
Okay.
And
sir.
every paper is of 100 marks, right?
Yeah, again, I'll come to that. It's a very, very interesting, way they schedule your exam. Schedule as in how the marks are allotted. Okay, I'll come to that. That's very, very interesting. I hope first this part is understood how the exam is connected, like MCQ simulation, the breakup of that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Now let me move to the exam, and this is probably the most fanciest part of CPA. Okay. When you talk about CPA, you talk about exams, right? How are exams conducted? So guys, and this is where things get a little tricky. Anyone can even tell me what is the pass percentage in CPA? Like in our boards, right? 40% was pass marks to qualify, right? In CPA, what is your pass mark? Do you know?
75%.
Yes.
Exactly, guys.
75%.
Imagine 75%. You need to score 75% right in order to clear. Don't you think it's very high? Guys, don't you think it's very, very high?
No,
But
sir,
there
no.
is
So
also no
MCQ based,
negative
sir.
marking, right?
Yeah, there is no negative marking. I agree.
This is MCQ based, so it, no negative
Guys, I'll
marking.
tell you why is okay, maybe you guys can probably help me out to say, okay, you know what, maybe it's because MCQ based, that's why it's 75% is the pass mark. But even though 75% of the pass mark is relatively high, like right now in the world, this is the only course which demands this much percentage of marks to clear. Okay, but despite this, from India, almost people who write their exams, people who write their exams, okay, 40 to 50% of people who write their exam, they clear in the first attempt. Can you beat that? Think about 40 to 50% of the people who write the exams clear in the first attempt. The problem, I'll tell you, today in India, what happens is 100 people have started preparing for the exam. They have taken up a course. They are preparing for it. Out of 100, only say 50 appear for the exam. 50 drop out in between. Maybe it's because of the workload. Most likely it is because of workload itself. And out of this 50%, 50 to 40 to 50% of people pass. But guys, I'm telling you, it's I'll not say it's very simple, but if you put in a little effort, only a little effort, you'll be able to clear this very, very easily. I know students.
Pass percentage is very high, right? Like even if there is 75% passing criteria, the number of students passing is also high. Like it is in 60s or 70s.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you, that not 60, 40 to 50, but yeah, it's relatively high, especially for people who are writing exams from India. It's very high. Okay, everyone.
You are
now
right.
Let's come.
You are right. Only 50% of the students are participating in writing the exam.
Yeah.
And there is a constraint of timings and busyness.
Yes.
So that is one of the criteria for me for selecting this course. Along with my job.
Yes.
Whether I am able to pursue this or not, whether I will justify.
I will discuss, Manoj, all of that. In fact, one of the topics that I want to discuss is that.
Yes.
As to how do you think, I'll tell you what I think is required, what I feel I have seen in the past 5-6 years, student, how much effort they put, how much time they put, and then you guys can decide if you have that much time, you should apply. If not, then it's a different thing, right? That will be fair for me too and for you as well, right?
Yeah, because recently I did senior management program from IIM Kolkata.
Okay.
And they had every Saturday, Sunday classes. It was 12 months course.
Yeah.
Okay, so almost for 12 months, all the weekends, I myself have sacrificed all my personal life and my family as well.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay, because all full 1 year, all Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. It is
so
difficult.
that is the personal side, and then the professional side also.
Yeah, you have to sacrifice that much effort of that you could have put in your work, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me first, before I jump onto that, let me just tell you how the exams are conducted. So guys, CPA exams are conducted in 4 sets. Every exam is conducted in 4 sets. Everyone. These 4 sets are known as subsets. Okay. Subset 1, subset 2, subset 3, subset 4. Okay. Now, what are these subsets? Very, very interesting. You know, I'm pretty sure all of you have written some exam in India or the other, right? You get a question paper. You have question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this, all the entire question paper is given to you in the beginning of the exam. Everyone.
Yes.
It's not that they ask you to complete half the paper and then come back and take the remaining questions, right? They don't do that, right?
Yeah, time restrictions is there. You have to attend within 3 hours.
Yeah, no, time restriction is okay. I'm saying they don't say, okay, you total have 10 questions, but right now at the beginning of the exam, I'll give you 5. When you're done with 5, come back and take the second paper then and solve the remaining 5 so that you can complete the entire paper. That doesn't happen, right?
Yes.
But in US, in CPA, this is the trickiest part. So what happens is every subset, suppose, has, say, 25 questions. 25, 25, 25, and 25. What happens is when you start, you appear for the exam, say total is 4 hours, right? You are in the first go given only this 25 questions. You cannot even see the remaining 75 questions. Only once you complete this 25 question and you press the button submit, everyone, only then the next batch of 25 questions is open for you. When you submit this second batch of 25 questions, then the third batch of 25 questions open up. Guys, whosoever has any question, you can please directly ask. Please don't raise your hand.
Yeah, I have one question.
Yeah.
What if I'm not able to answer all the questions? Then I won't be able to get next set of questions.
No. So if you don't answer, you have to click any of the options as a guesswork and move on.
Okay.
Okay. In fact, if you don't answer any particular, so out of 25, say you answer known in 23 and you want to submit, you can still submit, but they will give you an option to take a guesswork. Because guys, remember, it is nothing but MCQ, right? So there is a 25% chance, even if you don't get, even if you don't know, you'll get the answer right. Correct?
Negative marking.
Wise. Pardon me?
Negative marking is not there.
Not there.
Yeah.
Negative marking is not there. So remember, there is, even if you don't know the answer, you have not studied that particular chapter, then also there is a 25% probability that you will get this answer right. So remember, guys, you have to take this 25 question, move on to only then and then and then. Now,
after completing first set, suppose I submitted and moved to the second set.
Yeah.
And after moving to the second set, now again I would like to come back to first set.
You cannot.
And I cannot. Okay.
You once submitted, that's done. That's frozen.
Okay.
You complete your second batch, it's done, frozen, move to the third batch. You cannot come back.
Okay.
Comebacks are not allowed.
Okay.
Okay. Now, very, very interesting part. Guys, when you are writing this first 25 questions, right? The first batch of 25 questions. Sorry. When you're writing this first batch of 25 questions, right? The first batch. The second batch is not even populated. Actually, you know what happens? The way you have answered the first batch of questions, depending on how many are correct and how many are wrong, your second set of 25 questions is populated. So guys, when you start the question paper, 75, the 100 marks paper is not set. If suppose the first batch went very well, you answered all of it correct, right? The first batch went very well. Then what they do is the second batch, they will make it difficult. Everyone, if your first batch was very bad, then they will make the second batch simple. Everyone. And similarly, depending on this, they will work on the third batch will open up. If this is difficult and you did well, then this again will be difficult. But if you did it very bad, then this will become simple. The reason why they do this is because, guys, they want to check whether you are getting the answers by fluke or you actually know these things. So that they keep changing the difficulty level depending on how you performed in the previous batch. They have a total of 10,000 questions in their pool. 10,000 questions. A part of it would be simple, a part will be medium difficult, a part will be very difficult. Depending on how you performed here, these questions get populated here. Everyone? Guys, this part is clear?
So all this will be computer generated.
Everything, your exam is conducted. You have to go to a center. You will be made to sit on a laptop, a screen. There will be barricades around you. You can, in fact, you are not allowed to carry any paper. You're not allowed to carry any water bottle inside.
Calci?
Calculator is what they will give you. They have their own calculator, which they will give you.
Okay.
They will give you a white board, a pen, a marker, and a duster. And you use this and solve the paper. And then they'll give you a noise cancelling headphones just to make sure that others who are sitting here and here, they don't disturb you. Everyone?
Clear,
so it's a very, the way they conduct the exam is very nice. But then it's very important for you to know that the way exams are set up. And they give you chance. If suppose the first attempt, in the first one, you did not do well, they give you a chance to perform better in the second one, or the third one, or the fourth one, so that you can at least clear it. Everyone?
Sir, these exams are held right now in India during this pandemic?
Yes, I'm coming to that, Baba. I'm coming to that. Everyone is okay. Let me come to that question directly. Guys, from the year 2021, these exams are now conducted in India, and going forward till forever, it will be conducted in India.
But I heard, sir, that there are some institutes who are opposing this because like ICAI Institute or other strong institutes.
They have, ICAI has been opposing this since forever.
Yeah.
But the point is now they are already set up and no one can remove them now.
Okay.
Because they have such a large base today. The number of students who wrote their exam in 2019 versus 2020 versus 2021, right? Indian students, people from Indian origin with Indian passports, they have grown 3 times. So the number of students who wrote here and who wrote here. So obviously they see a lot of demand is there. And when there is demand, obviously there are ways to make sure that these exams will be continue to be conducted in India.
Hello.
Right.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, I would like to know where are these centers located in India?
In India, one is located in Bangalore, one is located in Kolkata, one is located in Delhi, one is in Bombay. Other locations I'm not really sure of. I can check and come back. We can share that information with you.
Okay, sir. Okay.
It's basically located in all the metros. I think Chennai is also there, I hope. I'm not really sure, but I hope right now. But they're located in almost all the major cities.
Right.
Okay.
Sir. Right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. And guys, the best part about CPA, the best part. Suppose you started your course from today, say from 1st of May onwards. 1st May 2021. Question is, you know what? I am working. I don't know how will I be able to pull out that much time to be able to prepare for 4 papers, right? And write the exam. Everyone has this question, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
To prepare for 4 papers, you have to spend at least, you have to be ready. This 4 paper you will take at least, I think at least you will take 2 weeks to complete this paper, 4 papers. Because every paper you need some time gap in between, right? Some time gap. To prepare for the 4 papers, you will need at least a revision which will take at least 2 to 3 months. Guys, all that issues is not there in CPA. Best part about CPA. Suppose you start today, you start with the subject audit. Everyone. You start with the subject audit. You are done with the subject, say in 2 months' time. Everyone, you're done with the subject in 2 months' time. Immediately schedule your exam and clear it. Then,
like along with the classes.
No, you are done with this 2 months and the class is done. Okay, take another month to prepare. Okay, then schedule your exam immediately after this 3 months. Clear the exam. Only then move on to the next subject, say far. But the question will come, sir, does it mean, Kanishk, that the exams are scheduled based on my decision, or rather whenever it's based on my, or rather let me put it this way, whenever I want it? Everyone, do you have this question? Anyone? Just a second, guys. Just a second. Guys who are not speaking, please put yourself on mute. Yeah. So guys, this question of, are exams conducted when I want, or when the exam is conducted by CPA, just like in India, right? They give you a timetable. Okay, you know what? On 1st of May, this will be your exam. 2nd of May, economics. 1st of May, accountancy. 3rd of May, say, business studies, like that, right? This is not how CPA conducts his exam. Let me tell you, CPA exams are conducted every quarter. Every quarter, they are conducted for 2.5 months. Everyone, every quarter they are conducted for 2.5 months, guys. Every day, 3 times a day. Everyone, guys.
So it means we can take the exams as per our schedule.
You take your exam when you want.
Okay.
I'll tell you, when I wrote my exams, I had to go to Dubai and write my exams. Okay. I had decided I'll write my exam on 1st of May. I had scheduled it. My friend decided that he will write his exam. We went together. He decided the same exam audit he will write on 2nd May. My third friend decided he'll write his exam on 3rd May. I decided I'll write my exam on 7 a.m. in the morning. He decided, no, I'm not a morning person. I want to write it in the afternoon, say 12 p.m. He decided that I want to write exam at 3 p.m. They all can schedule their exam at the time they want. This is the level of independence and ease of scheduling your exam. So you go online when there's something known as you search. So guys, you first get your registration done along with your studies. Sorry. Okay. When you get your registration done, after that, there's something known as NTS. You get your NTS done, which is this is a 2-week job. You said to send some document, you get your NTS, and then you schedule your exam. This scheduling totally depends on you. When you scheduling, you go on the AIC, so you go on the NASBA website. There is a calendar that opens up after you filled up your name, your registration number and all of that, your NTS number. There's a calendar which opens up and you get to select the date when you want to write your exam. When you select a date, then there are 3 or 4 options of timing which comes up on the same day. You select the time that you want to write your exams in. Are you getting it, everyone? It's that convenient.
Very flexible.
And now it's very, very flexible, extremely flexible.
But
if suppose on 2 days before the exam, say on 28th of April, you're like, you know what, I am not very well prepared. You have an option to postpone the exam by paying a small fees, guys. You can postpone the exam by paying a small fees.
Sir, how much is the cost involved in this course, CPA?
In how much is the cost involved in?
In taking coaching and then taking exams.
Okay, that is something that you will, I will ask the team to send you a detailed thing where they'll tell you what is the coaching cost, what is the cost that you have to pay to AICPA for registration, what is the cost to schedule an exam. Every exam, scheduling exam involves some cost. In total, the total cost they will tell you. Now,
Okay, sir.
earlier, this cost, one of the costs involved was travel and stay. Now that cost is not there because now you can write your exams in India.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Everyone?
Yeah. Hi, Kanishka. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I just had a question actually. I'm not sure if this is true, but I heard that there's a restriction on, when you have to complete all the 4 papers. I think it's
Yes.
if 1.5 year, if I'm mistaken.
Yes. So guys,
Okay.
that is something that they have decided, and this was not very old. This is a very recent pronouncement, maybe like 4-5 years old. So what happens, guys? Suppose you clear. So remember, guys, the point is from the date of your clearance of the first exam. Suppose you wrote exam in this order. You first wrote your audit paper, then your FAR, then your regulation, and then your BEC. Everyone, from this day onwards, when you start, you clear this paper. From this day, say suppose this was 1st of May. From this day onwards, you have 18 months, or basically 1.5 years, to clear the remaining 3 papers. If you don't clear your remaining 3 papers in this time, all the papers that you've cleared will nullify, and you need to start right from the scratch. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
But
Thanks.
guys, trust me. If you put in your little bit, the way we tell you to put it, the amount of effort, it's not too much, it's not too less also, it's not too much. If you spend that much time, you will be able to clear it in 1 year's time.
And
If
how
you
much
follow
the
the pattern?
minimum time period is? If suppose I take the leave and I leave all other things and concentrate only on these exams,
I would advise against it. Honestly, I would advise against it.
Okay.
Because see, these are professional course. You are already earning. You are an earning member of a family. At times, if you're not clearing, it becomes like a baggage with you. Okay, it becomes a baggage on your head, and it doesn't act. It doesn't act in a, or rather, you don't act in a right way. So I always advise. So okay, let me jump into the thing where how much time we feel one student should spend.
No, like
So
one
guys,
of my friends,
yes,
because of this lockdown and all those things,
yeah.
now he's jobless.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he have ample time.
Okay.
Financially also he is quite okay.
Okay.
So suppose I suggest him to do
So guys,
that.
so Manoj, I can say if he can prepare, it totally depends on how much time you prepare. I'll say 2 to 3 months of registration. Before that, the person cannot write the exam only.
Okay.
Say 1 or 2 months of the other, like, NTS and scheduling and everything. This is the administrative thing, right? So total of say 5 or 6 months.
Okay.
If he's able to complete this paper, all the 4 papers in 5 to 6 months, he can write the 4 paper in 4 different days. 1st May, 2nd May, 3rd May, 4th May.
Okay.
Complete the 4 paper in one shot, clear it in 4 or 5 months.
Okay. So minimum 6 months. So minimum 6 months is required from the day.
Yeah.
He will decide to complete.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying not minimum. I'm saying maximum 5 to 6 months.
Okay.
Reason being, at times registration happens in 1 or 2 months also.
Okay.
But I'm saying this is the larger timeline I'm giving so that you don't commit to a wrong time to him, right? Like that. But yeah, within 5-6 months, if he gets all of this and he's also well prepared, he can write the 4 paper in one shot and clear it. He can in fact write 2 papers in one day.
Okay.
If he is that confident.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
and sir,
what
about the result?
Yeah.
What about the result? Means
Kanika, the results, the moment you write the paper, the results come in the next 45 days.
Okay.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, Shraddha. Yeah, Shraddha.
How much time it takes to complete the syllabus from the coaching institute so that we can prepare for self-study and then apply for
approximately
exams?
a year. Approximately a year's time.
Okay. So after the coaching gets completed, I can clear in whatever time as per my ability.
Prepare. Yes.
Okay.
So see, I would again advise you, do not wait for a year. And that's what I was saying. Now that the benefit you have of exam being scheduled in India, take that advantage of that. You start with audit. Suppose the first paper that you are studying is audit. The coaching that you're taking is audit. Okay.
Right.
The moment you're done with this coaching, parallelly start preparing for exam. If suppose 2 months you took 2 months of classes you've done, take 1 month of self preparation. In the 4th month you write the paper and clear it. Then in the parallelly your FAR will go on. You take another 2 months, 1 month of self study. In the 4th month again, from the day you started this 2 months, write the paper and clear it. So I'm saying in total 1 year to 1 year and a half, 1.5 year, you clear all the 4 papers very, very easily. And this is what I have always suggested, right, guys? Do not prepare for more than 1 paper at one time. If I tell you that, you are allowed to prepare for 1 paper at one time, and you are allowed to prepare for 4 papers at one time. Which do you think is easier thing to do?
The former one.
This one, right? You can easily,
Yes.
Shanti say you can prepare for 1 paper, concentrate on that paper only, and no need to think about the other 3 papers. Remember, 1 paper is equal to 1 subject. So for you to here remember 4 subjects together, or even if it's not 4, 2 subjects together, which is difficult. I'm saying focus on 1 subject, clear it, move on to the next subject then. Everyone.
Fine.
Okay. So guys, that was about the CPA thing. Now about how easy it is. It is for CAs, I'll say it is extremely simple. Let me put it this way. It's extremely simple. And also let me tell you how much time I feel that one student should spend. The moment the classes start, guys, on an average, you to spend at least 1 or 2 hours every day on the weekdays. Okay. Whereas on the weekends, you have to spend 4 or 5 hours. See, the classes are conducted on weekends, right? The classes are conducted on weekends. Sorry. So Sunday will go in the class. Saturday you should spend this much time, and so in total, in a week, I would say you can spend say anywhere between 25 to 30 hours. If you are able to spend so much time, I would say you will be always on track to clear the exam in 1 year, 2 months time, or 1 year, 3 months time. Becker has enough questions on its portal. There are enough videos which are available on its portal for you to go through and understand. If you want to do a self-study, just do that and you will be able to clear it. That's it. Everyone?
Yes.
But I heard the level of the baker is a bit high. Like if you're doing a self-study, then you won't be able to understand it easily. You need a guidance.
Yeah, and that's why there are classes, right? I'm saying for people who can do it themselves, it's okay. We go to the videos. If not, then there are classes. There are classes every weekend. In fact, for Bangalore, I take all the classes.
Okay.
So there are many faculties which are available for all the different cities. Now everything is virtual, but whenever we normalize, we'll go back to live classes. If you want, you come attend on the live class. If you want, you can do it with online classes. So yeah, it's totally upon you. Guys, I've unmuted I think a bunch of you had joined later, and you did not have the option to speak. I've unmuted all of you guys. If anyone has any question, please lay it out. Anything about the syllabus or the course, about opportunities, anything.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, one thing I would like to know that just like in India, we CAs are a certified professional. The same way in USA, a CPA is a certified professional, just like unless he signs the balance sheets of the companies that are not finalized till then.
CA, CPA.
So yes.
Exactly copy of each other. Only this is for India. This is for US. He also signs balance sheets. He signs balance sheets. He signs audit reports. He signs audit reports.
The same authority, just like we have CAs in India. The same authority.
Here we have AICA. There they have AICPA.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Here they apply for license and they have to pay a small fee every year for license, right?
Okay.
There also you have a license, you have to pay small fees for license. Here also it is not mandatory to get the license, right? You can be a CA without having a license, correct? Practicing license.
Right, sir.
There also you can be a CPA without having to take the license and pay the fees.
So CPA is also
I am
valid
a
in
working
UK.
professional. I don't have a license. I don't want to get a license, simple. Because I have to pay the 15,000-20,000 per year.
Sir, CPA is valid in UK also?
Yes. See, CPA is valid for any organization which has anything to do with US.
Okay, sir.
There are so many companies in US. And guys, one more thing. When you study CPA, there is a subject by the name FAR, which is accountancy, right? In FAR, we cover both US GAAP and IFRS. Both are taught. Only thing is, in CPA you will not get to learn about UK laws, taxation, these two things. But IFRS is covered.
Right, sir. Thank you.
And honestly, in terms of, if you talk about, what is the difference between IFRS and US GAAP, I would say the difference would be like less than 10%.
Okay.
And is there any similarity between Ind AS and US GAAPs?
Just like, so Ind AS is nothing but a copy of IFRS, right?
Yeah, okay.
So similarly, 10% difference. You have all those concepts of fair valuation, financial instruments, derivatives, and everything is literally the same. There are very, very few differences which we call it as carve-outs, right? But yeah, it's very less. It's very less.
Hi, Kanishka. Can I ask 3 questions, please?
Absolutely.
The first question, I think I know the answer, but I just want to reconfirm. So there's a memorandum of understanding, between the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and the ICAEW. I don't think there's a similar one between, AI, CPA and the ICAI, right? So
no, there is
can't take it. And you don't foresee anything come in the future as well?
See, these are things which are beyond our control, right? Honestly,
because
before the pandemic, no one could think of exams being conducted in India.
No,
now
the
they
point
are.
Where I'm coming from. So the point where I'm coming from is because of that, the MOU, right, between ICAI and ICAEW, it becomes very easy for Indian chartered accountants to get that degree in the ICAEW.
Oh yes.
You don't even have to give an exam.
I don't think, honestly, Jason, I don't think that will happen in the near future, in the next 4-5 years.
Fair enough. Okay. Another brutal question to you. Sorry if I'm being rude asking this, but I've seen many presentations. I've seen many presentations for IFRS and even for CPA for that matter. Like the one you're giving, and you're also very helpful. All respect, and thank you for this. But are your classes as good as your presentation? And because it's very critical, because I deal very closely in US GAAP because I work for an investment bank. Our company is listed on the NYSE, and hence we do US GAAP reporting as well as IFRS reporting. So we are very, very closely associated with with US GAAP, and then with new standards coming in on CECL, you may be aware of that. It's very complex, and we've just got our audits done. And we've had a lot of, to and fro with the auditors, being the Big Four. So where I'm coming from is that I understand it's a little complex, especially the new standards that have come in. I mean, how do I ask you this? Is it as good as your presentation?
I understand. I think I understood your question, Jason. Let me put it this way.
Especially in the virtual,
Yeah.
And do you take
Let
it
me put it this
personally?
way. Jason, by any chance, are you a CA?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So for you, just for you, even if you do a self-study, honestly, even if you do a self-study, take the Becker material, do a self-study. I am 80 to 90% sure you'll be able to clear it. I am 80 to 90% sure. let it be. I wanted to just throw all that information for you. Forget about this.
Okay.
The way, and this is specifically for, in fact, so this happens throughout India, right?
Yeah.
So what Becker does is, whenever you sign up with EduPristine, you get two things. One is you get a Becker online access. Here
Right.
you have videos available for every topic. These videos are made up by people who have set up Becker.
Okay.
The founders of Becker.
Okay.
They have made videos on every topic, detailed videos
Okay.
on how to prepare and clear the exam. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
Prepare and clear the exam.
Okay.
It may not be very, very practical,
Right.
but you will be able to definitely clear the exam.
And do
Just
I
like
need to go through? Sorry to interrupt you, but do I need to go to EduPristine for that, or do I, even if I register for the CPA on
Now that's where I was saying,
AICPA,
when you go with EduPristine,
right?
You get two things. Sorry, not Becker. You get, when you go with EduPristine, you get two things. One is the Becker thing. You get the Becker book and the online access. Second is you have weekend classes.
Right.
And these classes I don't know where are you located, but in Bangalore I conduct it.
Okay. Okay.
In Bombay, there's another faculty who conducts this lecture, these classes.
Okay.
Similarly,
Okay.
Ahmedabad, Delhi, Bombay, everywhere. Okay. So we conduct the class. I can vouch for myself.
Yeah.
But I have never had any complaints that I've seen. See, every faculty, it's not possible that every faculty will be able to please every student. I am pretty sure you appreciate that.
That's fair. Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying I'm really, really frank. And the way you see me here, the same way I am in my classes. Exactly the same. In fact, see, one thing I feel, or rather, this is my my way of looking at it. I cannot vouch for others. Whenever you join any institution and you pay money there, and we are teaching you, there's a lot of onus on us to make sure that you clear it.
Absolutely.
Because from you comes our reputation.
Absolutely. And I speak on behalf of all fellow chartered surveyors. So why we attend this seminar is because it's not that we know we can't do it like you said, but it's just that, since you've been away for some time, since clearing the CA exams, coming back to books, and having a fruitful interaction like this, it really encourages learning and getting intricacies of the standard, getting in depth and solving, like you mentioned, when it moves from simple to difficult level, especially, that's where this helps, and that's what I'm very particular about, who, if we register with EduPristine, then, so I'm based out of Pune. So can I sit and attend your class virtually is my question. Bottom line. Okay.
Yes, you can.
Okay. And what would be the fees of that, if I may ask, or that would be given separately to the information? Or
the fee, the registration fee with EduPristine?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is something that I cannot answer. See, I'm a faculty. The commercials are discussed by the team.
Fair enough.
So,
and would you be sharing the slides which you were just showing?
I will ask the team to share the slides with you.
Okay.
I am not sure if they will, but I will request them to share.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much.
Can you provide your number?
I'm so sorry. I will not be able to.
Okay,
I'm so sorry.
What about
you can reach
what about an email ID? That is fair enough, right? For an email ID.
Okay. I'll provide you my email. Not problem. I'll write it down.
Hello.
You guys can. Hello. Yeah.
I have one question. Actually, I'm CA final student and I'm appearing for my exams in coming attempt. So after that, if I want to start with my CPA, so what will be the procedure? And is the EduPristine will help me for registration purpose and everything, to get the transcripts?
Registration, everything, they will register. There's a team within EduPristine who will guide you. You have to do it, but they will guide you as to what is the process, what are the easiest way to do it, where to send it, where to get what from.
Okay. So if I want to get admission, how am I supposed to contact these people?
Okay, that's interesting. How did you get the link to this seminar?
I got a mail ID. Like
So
I
they
usually
will.
get
These people only will reach out to you for registration with the EduPristine.
Okay, after this seminar.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Kanishka, what is okay? I know you cannot talk about fees for your institute, but what about AICPA? How much is that? The whole thing come up to registration?
See,
to exams?
I'll be really frank. I've not been up to date, but I can tell you what fees was. It was approximately a lakh and a half, between that range. And when I say this, this lakh and a half this includes your registration, your evaluation, because you have to courier these documents to US. That fees, including your setting up, scheduling your exam. All this fees put together.
Just prima facie, that's value for money then, if that's what you're saying.
Oh yeah. I mean, trust me, this 1.5 lakh, when you clear it, you can recover it in no time.
Right. And just one last question. So I've heard this from someone who's also pursuing CPA. I mean, this was before the pandemic, right? So, like you've given it from Dubai, you said, right? There is some difference between actually going to the US and giving it from Dubai. I think it's the fees that you have to pay every year because you're giving it outside the US.
The difference, I'll tell you. Difference is this: when you write from India, or let me put it in two buckets. One is US, other is outside, other than US.
Yes. Okay.
So when you write your exams from US, what happens is you can get your license anytime you want, even after 3 years or 10 years or 20 years or 50 years. But there are few states in US, if you had taken a registration from there, or if you have your registration from there and we have not moved the registration, the moment you clear the exam, from that date, within 3 years, you have to take your license or apply for license. Otherwise, whatever exam that you've written, your scores are nullified. But there are only few states, not all states. So I'll give you an example. When I started with Arizona had that rule that if you don't take your license within 3 years, we will cancel your scores and you will be like, you have not written your CPA anytime. So what it was, I moved my scores from Arizona to Montana. I paid a small fees of movement fees, and I moved my registration, my scores to the state of Montana, and now I don't have to get my registration within 3 years. I have forever.
So then, Kanishka, wouldn't it make sense to first find out that before we actually apply
that's what I'm saying. No.
State,
you should not. See, the point is you should not spend that much time. Right now, take it from whichever state you are getting. It may be Arizona, it may be New York, it may be Washington, it may be any state, Ohio, any state. Okay. Once you get your registration done, once you get your examination, clear examination, that time you have to write an ethics exam. Forget about writing ethics exam. That time, after you cleared your examination, then move your registration and your scores to the other state.
Okay. Sure.
Why spend so much headache on, because these things keep on changing. So better to change it once you are clear. Like you have 3 years time. You can, within a year's time, you can identify which, you can call them up, check with them which state doesn't require, have this restriction, and move it to that. It's simple.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
No problem.
Hello, Kanishk. Can I ask you one question? Yeah, my only question is, they have their own software, right, for this exam?
Yes.
So how will get friendly with the software? Do they have mock tests
very
like our institute has?
Very, very interesting question. So guys, exams are conducted by whom? AICPA. You are doing your, if you join EduPristine, you'll be using Becker as your reference material.
Yeah.
They have their own software. Software is designed in a particular format, right? They have a small calculator here. They have a small, a scribbling sheet here. They have questions here. They have the timer running here and all of that, right?
Right.
This interface is copied word to word, color by color by Becker on its online portal. So when you are writing your mock tests, or you're solving MCQs, or you're solving simulations, you will have the feel of writing, solving questions in exam.
Okay.
I'm saying not just word to word, color to color also.
Okay.
So actually, I'm not clear. What is this Baker exactly? Like, is it some tie-up? Yeah.
So EduPristine. So you know reference materials,
right?
So EduPristine is tied up with Becker. So Becker provides the material, study material, and the online course and everything. So EduPristine uses these materials to conduct all their classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
One thing which I asked you, recently I just qualified a ICW. Which subject should I pick first?
You can pick correct any subject you want, honestly. I'll tell you, it is most of the times it is not even dependent on what subject you want. You have to see which subject is right now running, which class is running right now. Parallel at one given point of time, only out of audit, FAR, Beck and Reg, only one subject is running. So whenever you join, whichever subject is running, you do start with that and write that paper first. Simple. Don't even spend your energy or time to waste on this one to decide which one to write first. Whichever is running, take up that, start preparing and write your exam. Because there is no order as such. It's not that if you write this first, there is an advantage, or if you write this first, there is an advantage. There is nothing of that sort. I hope that clears your question.
Yes.
So Kanishka, when we register with the IA CPA, right? They would provide.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would provide their materials as well, right? Does it work that way?
No. They don't provide their material. Everything is available online, soft copy.
Oh, okay.
But you are advised not to look at it because that is the bare act that they provide. You will get lost in that. It's always advised to use Becker because they have a more student-friendly version of that, and they cover every aspect of that bare act. Right? To study companies that I'm pretty sure you don't pick up the companies act from MCA, right? So
got it. Yeah,
like that.
Okay.
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
Sir, apart from US CPA,
yes.
I need your guidance regarding what other courses one CA student or a CA member can take if one can looking to moving to USA or Canada, like ACCA, CIMA, CMA. Many options are there.
Okay, I'm really sorry, Kanika. I don't think I can do. I'm not a how should I say, a guide that I will be able to provide, because I don't have that much knowledge. I'm a CPA, CFA, and a CA. I don't know anything about CMA. I don't know anything about any other course. So I'll be really wrong person to guiding you. And I don't want to give you something, tell you something that I myself am not aware of, because that will be all false. So I'm so sorry. I will not be able to do that.
No problem, sir. No problem.
Yeah. Because if I tell you something and that's not true, you will, whenever that happens, you'll get to know one day that that's not true, and I don't want to be in that position. So yeah.
No problem.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, you have done CFA from USA.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, sir. What is how is the addition with the CPA, CPA and CFA?
Pardon me, sorry.
Sir, as you said, this for a CA becoming a CPA is a validation, and then taking degree of CFA. How much that is the addition after CPA?
Well, that's a very different course. Rakesh, I think we should mail me something. I don't think this is the right platform to discuss it, because it's a CPA.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
I'm so sorry, I cannot do that. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay.
You can write me a mail. We can probably have a discussion over a mail.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Okay.
I hope you guys have taken down the email ID people who wanted that.
Yes.
Okay, where did I write? I need to.
And for the credit hours, is is correspondence MCOM will do?
Yes, correspondence MCOM does. So you can do it from Igloo or anything. So guys,
No,
this
I've
is my
done
email
with
ID.
my
You can reach out
MCOM,
to me.
so.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Kanishka, does EduPristine also use Becker material as their base, or they have their own set of notes?
EduPristine uses only Becker material. They don't even make their own material. They directly use the Becker material.
Okay, got it.
So when you register, EduPristine will send you one Becker material only.
But is it user friendly? Like,
it's very user friendly.
Okay.
It's like notes that it's everything is in point by point base. It's not para by para. So it's easy to remember, learn, and all of that. Yeah. Anything else anyone wants to ask?
Kabaraji.
Hello.
Yeah. So credit hours is required even for a chartered accountant?
Everyone.
Okay. So how it's easy for a chartered accountant with some working experience?
Working experience will not give you any credit hours. Chartered accountancy will give you. See, credit hours you get based on your scores that you have got on your study. I mean, when you did your BCom, what scores did you get? When you did your CA, what are the scores? What are the subjects that you cleared? Like that. From that, experience doesn't give you any credit score. Okay. So, but I can tell you right away, if you are a CA and a BCom, you will definitely get 150 score very, very easily.
And suppose out of 150, I am getting 140.
No. It is not out of 150. It's
okay.
You need 150.
Okay.
I think maximum you can get is around 160 or 165.
Okay.
Yeah.
Means there is any other way, if any shortfall is coming, I can do something and then we'll get.
Yeah. There are many courses that you can do. There is, okay. What you can do is, you can take this MCA course. MCA, sorry. You can take up MCOM course, and there's so many others that you can do.
Okay.
I am CMA. How many credit hours will I get?
Sorry, could you be a little louder, Karthik?
I am a CMA.
Yeah.
How many credit hours will I get?
You are a CMA. How many? I am not really sure, Karthik. You will have to share that data with the EduPristine people. They will be able to tell you in a very precise manner how many credit hours you get. So they will then guide you if you don't have enough credit hours, how to get that additional credit hours.
Kanishka,
yep.
So I know CPA doesn't have the articleship like how the Institute of Chartered Accountants has it, right? Of India has it.
Sorry, come again, Jason. Sorry.
No. Again. So I mean to say, the CPA course doesn't have the articleship period like how the ICA has it, right? For a period of 3 years.
Yes.
And still globally, these guys are, I would say, are more superior to the ICI Chartered Accountancy course, right? Globally recognized in that respect. Isn't it a little weird in that sense?
No, so see, I'll tell you what happens is.
Out, okay,
no. So there is a thing here.
Yeah, sorry. If I may complete, our pass percentage is much lower in single digits. We go through a rigorous 3-year articleship period.
Yes.
And still these guys are globally recognized. It's kind of weird, right?
Yeah. So see, there is, as I said, there is a thing here. To get a license, to qualify for a CPA, you don't need experience. But to get a license, you need experience. I hope you got it.
Okay.
So I am not someone who holds a CPA license, although I am a CPA. So to get the license, I need the experience. When I apply for the license, I will have to submit one letter from the company or under the CPA whom I am working with. Right? I will have to get an experience letter from him and submit. But
would you be aware of how much is that, or it differs from state to state?
I think it's 3 years, 2 or 3 years.
Oh, okay. So it's parallel when it comes to practice.
Yeah.
But service differs. Okay. Yep. Thanks. Okay. I think the last question would be on the risk element, Kanishka. It is. I think the even the I'm not sure what are they called, but the IFRS was actually aimed at going global, where even India has now is conforming to IFRS, right? Is there any risk of even the US conforming to IFRS sooner rather than later, and then there's no point of being the US CPA?
No. So all this, if you talk about from the accounting point of view, all the standards eventually, say in 10-15 years, will all converge and become one because of globalization, right? Because you want a financials based out of our company in India to be, so that you can compare the same to another organization who is issued financials based in US. That eventually will happen, but it will take a lot of time. After putting an effort of say 4 or 5 years, AICPA and IFRS have been able to converge only 2 standards. Only 2. I'm saying, and I'm saying less number of years. I think it will be more than 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 or 7 years.
That's right.
So to converge 2 standards, if they took 6 years, imagine how many other standards are there, how many more complex items are there. So it will take a lot of time. It is not. Okay. It is definitely not a cake.
A consideration. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Suppose.
Yeah.
I'm not able to clear the exam in first go in my first attempt.
Okay.
Then when I can go for the second attempt, is there any time period?
You can write your second attempt immediately. It's on you how fast you want to prepare and write your exam.
No, but exam results will come in 45 days, no?
Yeah, so I'm saying maximum of 45 days.
Okay. And suppose today I am writing exam and I am sure I have not done well. So tomorrow can I attend again?
No. That you cannot do. You will have to wait for your results to come.
Okay.
Hello. Sir, any limitation on it? Any limitation on attempts?
No limitation.
Okay, sir. Okay.
In fact, let me pull up the screen, which talks about results, because few of you are asking. Let me just pull up that screen. In the meantime, you can continue asking the questions. I'll pull up the results page.
So only pay the fee and give the attempts.
Yeah.
In that 18 months period.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, just a second. I'm pulling up that result thing so that. Okay, I'm just sharing the screen. Please look at this. This is how the results are issued. So if you have taken your exam on or before these dates, your target score release date is these dates. Issued this calendar is issued by AICPA. Yeah, Kirandeep. Sorry.
Yes. So my question is, I've actually done my MCOM 6 years ago, and I don't have like any big shot experience in between. I was teaching in a college, and I had some local accounting experience for some time. Now I'm actually planning to move to Canada under the PR thing, so that like it's almost done. I'm just waiting for the final COPR. So that's in planning, like what to do there. I was thinking of this was one option to me, CPA. So I just want an honest evaluation that, is it possible for me to do it after this much gap and not being a Indian CA? First thing. And secondly, the prospects there, like, right? I mean, because I don't have on my CV, I won't be having any, Big Four or
Work-X.
those kind of work
Yeah,
X, yes.
So, Karan, let me put it this way. I know people who, and these are students of EduPristine itself, they would have, after clearing their BCom or after clearing their CA, they would have picked up CPA after 15 or 20 years. I'm saying 15 or 20 years. There was one lady who had come and joined the classes. She was a housewife. She wanted to start working because, she had no more, she did not have to take care of the children anymore. After 15 years, she came back. She was a CA. After 15 years, she came back and she picked up the subject, the course again, and she cleared it. I think it took her like a year and a half. Obviously, she took time to pace up, right? Because for 15 years, she had not picked up any book and studied. But it is very much possible because this course is designed for people who are working. And people who are working, they could take X amount of break, right? Between two courses. First, to answer your second question, there are ample opportunities available in US and in Canada for CPAs. And it doesn't really matter whether you are CA or not, because when you're a CPA, you call it yourself as a CPA. You don't need to, and in US, you need not know. It's good enough for you to know what are the rules and regulations there. You need not know what are the rules and regulations in India. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. But what about work X?
Doesn't matter. You will obviously, they will not hire you at a very senior level, but doesn't mean that you don't get to work. Obviously, there is so many opportunities available. You obviously have to start from the scratch, and you definitely will get work. Obviously, it depends a lot on your networking skills, on your even if you get a job, even if you get an interview, your interview clearing skills, all of that. But definitely, you will get opportunities there. There are ample opportunities available in Canada, specifically in Canada, I would say, and in UK.
Okay.
Hope that cleared your question.
Yeah. Yes. Thanks.
No problem.
And do we have to apply for the examination form again, like for the second cycle, or application is valid for some period?
Sorry.
Do we have to apply for the second examination cycle again, or that first application for exam form application?
No, once the registration is done, once the registration is done, that registration is valid for a long time. You have to only keep applying for your examinations. That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
Hello.
Yep.
Sir, I would like that the people at EduPristine should share that details of cost also, that how much is the cost.
Sure. I'll share with them, ask them to share the details of cost, and I also request them to share this presentation so that you have all the resources in your hand to take an informed decision.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Hello. Yep.
Good evening, sir. So just I want to ask a question that if I complete the CPA, then any age criteria to get selected in Big Fours?
Yes. You're saying your opportunity to get selected in Big Four.
But what is the age criteria? Any age criteria to get selected?
No. I mean, not. I don't know. See, I am not. See, first of all, I'm not from HR or any recruiting person from Big Four, but just by knowing people, right? I can tell you there is no age bar. I don't think there is any age bar, but I cannot commit to that because every company will have their own policies. These are very, very internal policies. So I cannot commit to that, obviously, but I have never seen any age bar as such.
Okay, thanks.
And after becoming CPA, it is not easy to get a job in USA, right? Like instantly. For that, you need to have the exposure and the experience.
People who have done CPA, CFA, and CA and many other courses, right now it's very difficult to get jobs in US because that country is such that unless you are there, you have an H-1B visa, people don't prefer taking interviews. And getting an H-1B visa is very difficult. Is very, very difficult. So cracking into US will depend a lot on your network, how many people you know, if they are willing to sponsor your visa, or if you are willing to sponsor your visa. A lot of factors are there. It's getting into US is not that easy for sure.
Yeah, so the only option is via on-site projects and something like that.
Exactly, that's the easiest way.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Anyone else? Any other question, guys? Okay. If nothing else, then thank you guys for attending the seminar.
Thank you, sir.
I will.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And
the session was very informative, sir. Very informative session, sir. Thank you.
No problem, yaar. Anytime. So I will ask the team to reach out to you and share the presentation also with you, and also share the cost, the breakup with you.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
and the slides also possible.
Yeah. This presentation only.
Yes.
Okay. And thanks a lot for being so patient throughout the session.
No, yeah, it is my job. I cannot do anything about it. But yeah, thank you for being.
You have performed your job very well.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah. Thank you for providing so many insights.
Yeah.
Because we had so many confusions on the website, on Google and other things. There are so many things.
Yes.
So sometimes we were getting confused. Now I get one very good clarity that how much time really it required if I decide to pursue.
Yes.
So that is the good thing for me. Thank you, Mr. Cabra.
Thank you. Okay. See you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, sir. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.